Hello, and thank you for joining me tonight. I go by Lune, INNATE, and by popular request, or you guys seem to like this, so I thought I would make a video kind of focused on it or featuring the SMA. Hope I'm saying that right this time. So essentially, this is a completely focused on cord cutting, and we're even going to take it a little bit further because although it's possible to heal aspects of removing these cords, so the way that I kind of see these cords visually is almost like this kind of grayish non-active kind of vein almost. That sounds so gross, but it's like just this kind of tube that's not being used. It's taking up some space within our energetic field. There's speculation on the fact that we do come into this life with soul contracts, and I'm certainly in line with that thought, and I do feel that that is true. However, I know that cord cutting and healing does serve a purpose when it's time to let go and it's time to process. And it's not to say that these people can never come back into our lives, but more so we're removing the trails, the space for which things might still be lingering, like almost disinfecting the space. I mean, obviously I'm speaking in metaphysical terms, but just to kind of put some language to how you can kind of visualize it. At the same time, there have been many people I've talked to, a few actually very recently, who tell me that they've done things like that, the cord cutting, but that they still have nightmares about a person. They still feel very much like infiltrated in a sense, like whether it's their thoughts, whether it's their dreams, or the person trying to get in touch with them still, or just like that kind of thing, like lurking a little hard on Instagram or Facebook or whatever it might be, even though we've done this, like, or they may have worked on their like cord healing type stuff. And to give you some information on that, my thought is that when someone is thinking very hard about something, just like when you're thinking very hard about what you want to manifest in your life, when someone else is very focused on you, very, very focused on you, good or bad, you're going to feel it. And they're certainly going to be, preserving their end of the cord, you could say. I've had experiences where, relationships have ended, and like I've had nightmares about like particular people, like haunted, and just like this like fear that would come over me because I know this person was like, at the time at least, I have no idea now, but like very, very threatening to me. So just to give you an idea that there's the cosmic connection, there's the soul contract that we have, which is that we come into this life to experience things, and we make these almost arrangements to have these interactions with other people on this soul level, or with soul formations of their own, or just different qualities or whatever. I'm not really articulating perfectly, but I hope you understand what I mean. Then there's these etheric cords that are kind of these dead cords, these dead kind of lingering, taking up spaces where we still feel guilt, we still might feel pain, they cross our mind in a way that we know is not good for us, and we're ready to let go of it. Like that's a proper cord cutting there. And then there is when you have in fact have healed, but this person is so focused on you that they're projecting, they're mentally like working on a mental level, I guess you could say. So we're going to address the latter two, because the first two is just that, the first one, the soul contracts, that's just, I can't do anything about that, and neither can you. You shouldn't really want to. That's part of the deal. But the other part is what we're going to focus on. Hope that you made it through that lengthy introduction and that it makes some sense to you, or it's just something you can kind of chew on a little bit, see if it makes you think, see if it's something you feel like you can apply to part of your belief. If not, I'm certainly not here to convince anyone, just like to do a little explaining. Thank you, and I hope that you enjoy. here is my sacred tool I will be using for the cord cutting aspect, the cord removal, you could say. To me, it kind of looks like, I know this is gross, so I'm sorry, but like deveining a shrimp, kind of. So I got this at on Etsy. I like that it has the moon and stuff. I looked at a lot of different ones, and this one seemed to be a good fit for me. So what I'm going to be doing is just kind of dragging my hand through your aura and kind of locating where I feel these resonances, they're like straws, I guess that's what it feels like, but soft, like a soft, very thin, noodly kind of straw. And it's just dead. It's not doing any good. It's not holding on to something beautiful. It's just junk, energetic junk. You don't need it. So we want to make sure that we set our intention that these lessons have been learned, these soul contracts are experienced, and growth comes from that. But we're ready to let go of that, the garbage, the clinging negativity. So just gonna slice down, just gonna pull it out. It's kind of like overcooked pasta. It almost feels like it could break very easily. It's frail. Some of them go to the heart, some of them kind of stay in the head, some go kind of to the sacral. They can go all over, but they're not all the same. They see them, lately been seeing them in different lengths. And making sure to preserve the cords that are vital, that are, there. I'm just feeling for these gray kind of ones. like a little teeny tiny little pinprick in your aura, not on your body. Just still pull some minor kind of ones in the brow. Like I said, this is not touching you, just your like etheric body. Like extractions. Just a little pressure. The emotional body. Go. So if you feel like that individual or individuals or circumstance or whatever it is keep playing through your mind, you might feel it not be so as much anymore. We're just gonna do that same kind of just quick pulls out of the heart, maybe even the throat, just so you don't speak about it anymore, you know. You don't talk about it with your friends. Not that you can't share, but when it's time to let go. Okay. Sacral, and again, it's just the outside of you, not touching you at all. Tiny little spot. Seems like a lot of this, there is definitely on both sides. I'm feeling it much more on the right side. So. Okay, so for this portion of the video, of the session really, we've cut our cords, so we want to kind of close the gaps, just heal that space, mend the seams, and just kind of, you know, fill that space where that little cord was taking up. So we're just gonna kind of smooth together, super gently, kind of like, you know, just like pushing the energy together so it just kind of mushes a little bit more. Just smushing. The brow. It's like just closing those teeny tiny little pinpricks. Just healing them. Okay. Smush. So it's just more dense no holes, no gaps, just flowing, conductive, the way solids are more conductive, just like that. Alright, so in terms of what I talked about, how sometimes this other person is just focused on us, and typically this is someone we had a relationship with. It's not like some stranger, like, it's something that, like, that cord is there, or it was there anyway, so it's like they had this line combined with that mental focus that they have. Like, when you're obsessed over something, your focus is very strong, and it's just so messed up. It's unfortunate that it can kind of come out in those ways. So what we're going to do for this close of the session, sounds a little counterintuitive perhaps, but we're going to send them love. We're going to focus on your energy to be separate. You're completely separate. There's boundaries are strengthened. Your aura is clear and protected. But we want to cast both of your auras in pink. Pink I just find, and you may have heard me say this before, but to be one of the most helpful colors. Like, that's all the best way I can say it. So while we don't know what's best for this person, and it would be wrong for us to assume that we did, we know we want them to be happy. We want them to learn their lessons. We want them to have success, because the happier that they are, the less they're going to be concerned with you. When their life is good, they're not going to be hung up on, this or that. If it was a relationship, like romantic, when they meet someone else wonderful, they're going to move on. When they, if it's some other type of situation, when they're happy, they're much less likely to be sending us like these negative, kind of nasty kind of things, So we're just gonna focus first on your aura. Again, strengthening the boundary. It's there. That boundary is very there. We're honoring that boundary. We're thinking it. We're identifying with it. We communicate to our subconscious, like, yes, this barrier is here. I am not subject to anyone else's thoughts, opinions, no matter how powerful they are. They are gone. The cord is gone, and that boundary is there. And we're going to fill our aura with this gorgeous pink, kind of watermelon color. It's really soft and pretty, like bubblegum. And this energy will work around you, and it will work in ways that are beneficial to you. It's sometimes best not to even direct it, just let it do something. I've seen people get, new jobs or gigs. I've seen people heal, find love. So just let it do its best for you. And once you feel this swirling comfort just really enveloping you, we're going to focus on our heart. Focus on this abundance of love that's available to all of us. It's all about love. And we're going to put our hand, so for me, my left, on our heart, and send with our dominant hand, I'm righty, so my right, this love to that person. Not because we love them in that kind of way, not because we want them to think of us. A universal love that is without guidance. It's just there. It's just there to help them to overcome the things that are pulling out these nasty things in them and sending them to you, in a sense, potentially, So we're just gonna see them laughing, see them happy, see them driving a nice car, see them in a loving relationship, getting the help that they need if that's an issue, working on something, working through something that they might need to. And know that you both played a part in this, I'm not saying someone was right, someone was wrong, or anything like that. I just mean we have to honor it in a sense. It was an experience that we've all learned from, and send them off with love, with the best intentions. We hope they become happy, and we know that we are happy too. That we are in our power, as are they. They are not fearful. They are not hurt. They have overcome whatever it is that made them do that. For the best, things to work out for the best, to expect the best for both of you. This pink is all around the both of you. It's completely separate, but of the same universal energy of love. Just fluffing up your aura. That's just Bamba stretching. It's like, let it go. It's gone. There's healthy boundaries and complete protection and severance, you could say. Take a deep breath and let it go. Smooth out your aura. Okay. So you are cord free, my friend. I hope you're feeling better and safer in a sense. Thank you so much for your love and support. I'm so very grateful. Your likes, your comments, your shares, just watching. Those of you who have become my clients, those of you who have supported me in so many various ways, thank you so much. Truly, just thank you. I could not do this without you, so thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart, as always, namaste.